on this edition of Titans All Access. Wide receiver Adam Humphries takes a look back to his days at Clemson and grades his effort as a TV personality. Plus, he shares his friendship with teammate Daniel Rodriguez, a man who makes Salute to Service weekend real for Humphries. Speaking of the military, the men and women of the 101st take over St. Thomas Sports Park for a football tournament of their own. John Robinson previews a visit from the Kansas City Chiefs, but it's Jamie Robinson who steals the show. And Titans Radio's Dave McGinnis goes beneath the surface, showing us a Titan who is quietly having a super season. November is here. We're back home at Nissan Stadium. Let's turn this thing around as Titans All Access starts now.
Trouble. He's sacked! Taken down by Wesley Woodyard. Throws in the end zone. Man is there. Touchdown, Titans! Touchdown, Titans! An extra period, but the Titans get it done again. Throw your hands up in the sky.
It's Salute to Service weekend. We welcome you to Titans All Access with Amy Wells. I'm Mike Keith. Titans and the Chiefs at Nissan Stadium. Noon Central Time on Sunday. Salute to Service weekend, always one of the best weekends of the year.
Oh, absolutely. And there are going to be tons of different people representing all the different branches of military, all at Nissan Stadium.
Good stuff this weekend. Hey, good stuff to begin the show with Adam Humphries, the Titans' current leading receiver. And he did something for us that might scare some people. He looked back at himself in college.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Would you do that?
No. Would you?
Nay. Nay, that would not happen. But Adam Humphries was willing to do it. He took a look at himself from a TV feature at Clemson, and it produced, well, a lot of laughs. Titans wide receiver Adam Humphries has been a television star longer than he's been in the NFL. Is that fair to say?
I don't know.
Well, see,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, there's proof. I mean, we have proof.
Video evidence of.
We have video evidence of your
star?
television stardom from your days at Clemson. Would you like to take a look at it?
I actually, is it the one where I'm hosting the
You're
Syracuse
hosting,
travel?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Let's look at it.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
What's up, Tiger fans? Adam Humphries here.
Daniel Rodriguez.
It's Friday morning and we're about to head to Syracuse.
Syracuse, baby. We're going to take you on a tour of how we roll when we travel as Tigers.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, babe.
This here is team meeting before we get on the road to Syracuse. The guys are in the senior meeting right now. This is where we kind of come together as a team collectively. Eat Tootsie Pops.
Daniel rocking a mohawk?
I'm not a huge fan of Tootsie Pops.
Tootsie Pops, man. Obviously, Pop-Tarts too.
Those are all my roommates.
This is my favorite part, I think.
The true mo?
The true move.
I was trying to get a sponsorship, you know.
I know you're already working on a sponsorship deal. I love his shirt.
The swag back in the day.
We went through TSA, Terminal Security Association.
Just got here in GSP, about an hour drive from Clemson.
Yep.
It's like a nice little nap. About to hop on the plane, compliments of Delta.
Yep, via 407 series. Can't say the word bomb.
Why would you say the word bomb?
I'm gonna go on, grab me a nice little True Moo,
Yeah,
chocolate milk,
I like
maybe
the,
a few cheese crackers.
Fruit cups. The Bell cheese is my favorite.
They treat us well, treat us well.
Yeah, so
maybe
we
take
got
a little
our
nap.
itinerary. We're
You're big into the naps.
I'm huge on naps. Naps on planes, man.
Give other people a chance to sit.
Yeah, they had us in the very back row.
I'm Humphries in the very back.
Taj Boyd's not in the back. No.
I didn't see where we got on
that. Just in case.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're the last ones the terrorists will get. We gotta go.
What's he talking about?
He was in the Army, so you can say that.
Sammy Watkins right there.
Sammy.
Pretty talented group.
Yep, Mike Williams in the back with no hair. Martavis Bryant.
Now, why do you guys do that?
We just link arms and walk to the end zone just to start the game.
Is that a long time Clemson tradition?
Yeah, we did it while I was there. Still do it today. It was like running down the hill. Yeah.
Now, does this turn out to be the best game you ever played at Clemson?
This statistically, yes, this was my best game.
We don't want to give it away, but
yeah, I don't want to ruin it. But
right.
This was the first play from scrimmage.
Yep. First minute of the game. There you go. 60 yards.
Thanks to Sammy on the fake option, I was wide open.
And then after you score again there. Okay, so you score in the first minute of the quarter, and then you're going to score here in the last minute of the quarter. Here it is.
This is first quarter again, up 14. Toe tap down the sideline.
Adam Humphries is actually back later in this edition of Titans All Access to explain the significance of his partner at Clemson, Daniel Rodriguez, and why Daniel makes Salute to Service weekend so special for him. You'll want to stay tuned for that. But up next, a surprise from
Big Jeff.
Yes, for our military. Stay tuned for more Titans All Access. Salute to Service Week means the Military Bowl at St. Thomas Sports Park right here. Our friends from the 101st Airborne Division in Fort Campbell, Kentucky came here to play some ball.
Absolutely, a flag football tournament, which is a ton of fun. But then they got a very special surprise over at Nissan Stadium.
From
Big Jeff.
Today, 2BCT came out and we're participating in the Titans Military Bowl. You know, a lifetime experience that will always be remembered, especially from a bunch of military guys. You come all across the United States. We all have different teams, so you can bring in the NFL or really allow us to do something like that. It's absolutely amazing. And Tennessee Titans opened up the door, and this is going to top one of the bucket lists for a lot of these guys.
It's amazing. One lifetime experience. I love every second of it. I've never been in a facility this nice. It's so impressive to step on the same field that so many great athletes play on. They work so hard to get to where they're at. So it's definitely almost a humbling experience to know that you're on the same field as some of the guys that are considered to be the best in the world. So about the Titans today, I'm a Titans fan today.
Yeah. We had so much fun watching you guys today. Saw a lot of good football out there. We've got a special presentation.
How y'all doing? First off, I want to say thank you guys for your service. We have a big game coming up this weekend. We play at home. We play in the Kansas City Chiefs. We need a little more juice. We need a little more fans in the stands. So I want to welcome you guys. I want to invite you guys to the game this weekend. Have a ticket for everyone. So I can't wait to see you guys this weekend. Tighten up.
When Titans All Access returns, it's not just General Manager John Robinson.
It's also Mrs. Robinson, Mr. and Mrs., all in one segment.
That's next on Titans All Access. Welcome back to Titans All Access, joined by General Manager John Robinson on this Salute to Service weekend, which is so meaningful to everybody in the NFL. Why so much to the NFL staffers?
Well, I think the sacrifices that the men and women of our armed services make on a daily basis, their families make for us to chase a dream and do what we love to do, which is working in the National Football League. It's a chance for us to honor them, and we can never repay them, but it's a chance for us to say thank you.
Your opponent this week, the Kansas City Chiefs, so diverse on offense. Why is that?
A lot of speed, a lot of playmakers at the skill positions. Those guys they're fast, they're hard to tackle. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. They really do a good job with motions and shifts and trying to keep you guessing.
Steve Spagnuolo is the new defensive coordinator in Kansas City. What has he added to their arsenal on D?
Well, I think it's an attacking style front. Those guys really get after you up front. They do a really good job of trying to disrupt, and they're playing hard. You can see those guys, they're really running to the football and trying to rally to the tackle.
All right, so how did the Tennessee Titans beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday at Nissan Stadium?
Well, I think offensively for us, it's about staying on track. We've got to minimize and eliminate those negative plays on early downs where we're in first and long or second long situation. Defensively, it's about eliminating these playmakers. We can't allow them to have explosive plays. Got to be aware of the shifts and all the motions that they do and stay on track with our game plan.
Titans glad to be at home this weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs. That means we all get to be with our families. And for the general manager and everybody else, being with your family is a great thing. Your wife, Jamie Robinson, keeps your home settled even when you're in your busy season, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's, you know, and there's a lot of long hours that are involved. And certainly Jamie, she's a very steadying force in our life, shuffling our two girls around Nashville for all the events that they're involved in. And I'm just really blessed that they're in my life.
Let's let you meet Jamie Robinson. Standing by is our Amy Wells with the introduction.
Jamie Robinson has always known that football was going to be a part of her life.
When we first met, he was actually a coach at the university. I was going to Nicholls State in Thibodaux, Louisiana. I mean, before we even got serious, he was honest and he said, look, my life is football. Coaching is what my dream is, and that means we'll have to move. That means you'll have to move from Louisiana probably. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let's do this.
What she didn't realize is that her life would be filled with an even bigger challenge. A challenge that began on Easter Sunday when the Robinsons' oldest daughter, Taylor, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. The diagnosis was a hard pill to swallow for the entire Robinson family, but it led them to a different family that would be by their side no matter what city they lived in.
I was presented a packet from my girlfriends that was all about JDRF. And there was a walk that was going on in 6 months, and from that moment on, we just dove deep into it and never stopped. We called it Tay's Team. That was our name, and we did garage sales, we did purse parties, we did everything we could to just raise money.
Small fundraisers turned into bigger and bigger opportunities. In 2018, John and Jamie co-chaired the JDRF Gala in Nashville, raising $1.825 million for research and innovation for those with type 1 diabetes.
But of course, John and I's, first reaction was, let's get it to 2. We just wanted to keep going.
Through the highs and the lows of life, Jamie is the family's steadying force. She plans to continue to use her platform to raise awareness no matter where life may take them.
We take it as God has handed this to us, and there's a reason why he has. And so we have to take it, and we have to be his speakers for it.
Coming up on Titans All Access, Adam Humphries shares his story about his Clemson teammate who brings home the real meaning of Salute to Service Weekend. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome back to Titans All Access. A few weeks ago on the official Titans podcast, we discussed underrated Titan players for 2019. Guys who have had a better year than maybe what the general public knows. And one of the main topics?
Daquan Jones.
Daquan Jones.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right. So Dave McGinnis, our resident expert on Titans Radio, goes beneath the surface to show us why number 90 is doing such a great job for the Titans defense.
This is Coach Mack, game day color analyst for Titans Radio. Today we're going to go beneath the surface to look at Daquan Jones and watch his development. He's been a key piece to the Tennessee Titans' excellent run defense this season. Our first look at Daquan Jones is against the Cleveland Browns. The Tennessee Titans have moved into a 5-man front. Daquan is playing a shade on the center to the left side. At the snap of the football, watch Daquan take a lead step with his left foot, power rip up underneath the center, is able to get underneath the center's pads, get into the backfield, and then get a free hand on the runner to set a flat wall. When you set a flat wall against a running game, the people up inside are responsible for setting the flat wall. People on the edge are responsible for knocking the edge and knocking the run game back to the flat wall. Key piece and key element is Daquan Jones here, getting across the center's face, rip, dip, big tackle. Our next look at Daquan, what we're going to see here, this is a tremendous job by Daquan, shooting his hands, getting ready to anchor. Watch him drop his anchor against a double team and then be able to power through the double team, make himself skinny, get through the double team, and then square back up in the hole and stop the runner dead in his tracks on a very critical goal line play, making a big, big tackle. Our final example for Daquan Jones, you can see the Titans have shifted their defense. Daquan now is in a head-up position on the offensive guard. Daquan is going to take off. He now attacks the center because the quarterback is directly behind the center. He's getting a double team. He now knows he's not going to be able to get pressure to sack the quarterback, but he does an excellent job of taking a key, look at the directional delivery key off of the quarterback, and then matches his hand perfectly in line with the throw. Big pass breakup at the line of scrimmage. Again, great awareness, great technique by Daquan Jones against the pass play.
Seems like Coach Mack coached everybody in the NFL.
There's not one person that he does not know.
That's exactly right, including Daniel Rodriguez, who you saw earlier in the show with Adam Humphries from their days at Clemson. As we visit further with Adam Humphries, we discuss his partner, Daniel Rodriguez, and his service to our country, which makes the Salute to Service weekend even more special for the Titans, number 10. What are the standout moments from watching your package from October 2013 at Clemson? What are you most proud of from all of that?
The fact that I even took on that challenge, you could tell I was probably not the most comfortable with hosting a travel video, but Daniel made it fun. It was funny too, and it was actually cool that it turned out to be my best game, the one that I hosted, so it was a fun opportunity.
Daniel Rodriguez is a great story.
It's an awesome story.
I mean, Bronze Star, Purple Heart from Afghanistan. He's 5 years older than you. When we saw that, you're 20, he's 25, and came back to play football after serving in the military.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude is awesome.
He was one of my best friends in college. Still to this day, he's one of my best friends. And it was, like you said, it was so cool being like a 19-year-old kid in college, and then this guy comes in, he's 25 years old. And he's sitting in the same classroom as me. You know, he's already matured. He's got a little money in his pocket, and it was just cool to have a friend that has been through all that, and you know, you could talk to about things and more mature. So it was cool to have him, you know, by my side in college, and he was a really good athlete. Ended up doing OTAs and training camp with the Rams. You know, to this day, we're still close buddies.
How could anybody complain about anything around him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of
really.
football or school or whatever, after what he had already been through.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a book out that, you know, obviously describes, you know, a lot of the detail of what he went through in the Army, and then the transition to Clemson. But I remember the first day, it was a Friday morning workout at 5:30 in the morning, and we were running sprints in the pouring rain. And Daniel comes out in like long pants, like jeans, and like some boots, and is just running with us in the rain, and because he hadn't gotten cleared to run with us yet and work out with us, and he was out there by himself just running like kind of off to the side with us. And we were like, man, who is this kid? And then we finally realized it was Daniel, who was gonna be on our team, and it was a cool story, and you could tell the heart and, you know, the desire he had to fulfill his promise that he made to his buddy in the Army.
Yeah, and then I guess you have plenty of respect for the military. After you didn't need anything else, probably, after getting to know Daniel Rodriguez.
Not at all, not at all. No, he's the true definition of a, you know, war hero, and he you know, represents him very well.
We wanted to show that because we had fun watching it, and we thought, here you were at Clemson, and you were not a massive star in college by any stretch of the imagination. You have this great game. You have 100 yards receiving in the first quarter, which is awesome. And yet now you've achieved this very different level where you kind of do get this kind of attention now. What's it like looking back at that and thinking about now?
I mean, at the time I was just a young kid, you know, at 19, 20 years old, had no idea that I would be playing in the NFL at some point, you know. At that time, if someone asked me, are you going to try and play in the NFL, it would be like, I don't know, you know, I may give it a shot, you know, something like that. But to be sitting here and looking back at that, and just to see how young I was and where I'm at now, it's just funny, and it's cool.
Good story from Adam Humphries there. When we come back, good news and good nights on Titans All Access.
On the next Titans All Access, Mike Keith and Amy Wells are in for a surprise.
From me, Wesley Woodyard.
That's right. The Titans captain has decided to make All Access more than a name, and he's bringing his teammates along.
We're not just a part of the show, we're taking over the show.
This is no joke. Titans All Access is becoming Titans All Players, as Wesley Woodyard hosts the most exciting Titans All Access ever.
Watch Titans All Access. It's the Lumberjack, baby. Watch Titans All Access, or you gotta come and see me.
The player takeover on the next Titans All Access.
Player takeover show?
There's no way that's real. That is
you.
fake. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
You get us. You're welcome.
Stick around next week and see what happens.
It's going to be us.
Anyway, good news for this week. Salute to Service Week. How about some season ticket members Tuesday at the Tennessee State Museum? And these season ticket members are extra special because they are veterans and active military.
Oh.
They got to hear from Titans president Steve Underwood, from Dave McGinnis from Titans Radio. A couple of them actually won Super Bowl tickets.
No kidding.
It was a great morning. They got to tour the Tennessee State Museum as well, which is beautiful. It was an outstanding event put on by the Titans ticket staff for Titans season ticket members who are veterans and active duty military. Thanks for your support, and thank you for a great morning on Tuesday. Really proud to be there.
What a cool event.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Titans All Access. Remind you that we're on the air Sunday morning at 11 Central with the Titans and the Chiefs on your local Titans radio station. For Amy Wells, Mike Keith says thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.